move that this House has considered e-petition 554140 relating to Nigeria and the sanctions regime. I'd like to thank the 220,330 people who have signed this petition, or at least had done when I...
It does not build an environment for groups and protesters to come forward and really help build genuine accountability. But I can assure members that we are aware of that some protesters are facing intimidation. Members also raised the matter of UK aid. I think that was my honourable friend, the member for Chipping Barnet. And I would like to just say that and reassure her that no UK taxpayers' money goes directly to the Nigerian government. The UK provides assistance to Nigeria to meet immediate humanitarian needs and to address long-term structural issues. While I'm on the topic of aid, I know the honourable gentleman opposite does try to tempt me regarding the 0.7% commitment, but as I'm sure he would anticipate, I'm not going to speculate ahead of any spending review.
Which I just wanted to ask her if she could elaborate. I mean, I appreciate that she's not the Minister for Africa. She'll be less familiar with these specific programmes. But I mean, it was very clear in the Minister's letter to us that the UK government was funding training programmes that directly involved SARS, despite the allegations. Does she not believe there's a problem here with our wider security and justice assistance programmes, including across the world? Because we keep getting example after example after example where they're either being questioned about their impact or, worse still, that us we're being implicated in some way in organisations that are not upholding our standards.
Thank you. The honourable gentleman must have sort of preempted some more of my notes, because I am going to touch a little bit more on the SARS programme, and hopefully I can give him a bit more detail and as to you know, the work that we're doing and what we are supporting. Before I come to that, just a quick note, because the honourable lady for Chipping Barnet also raised the point of the persecution of Christians, which again I know is another important topic. And just to, you know, to reassure her that we made clear to the Nigerian authorities at the highest levels the importance of protecting civilians, including Christians, and human rights for all Nigerians. But I now come on to SARS and the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Mr Gray, the UK supports police and justice reform in Nigeria. All assistance is compliant with our human rights obligations and our values. And through our CSSF-funded Nigeria policing programme, which ended in March 2020, Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squads, or FSARS, officers participated in training on amended Nigerian police guidance designed to improve human rights, training on public finance and community policing workshops. The Nigeria policing programme was part of our security and justice reform programme, which is working to help deliver a criminal justice system that better protects the human rights of all Nigerians. As a result of the programme, Mr Gray, relationships between communities and the police improved in 4 states. Trust was built, with communities and the police working together to resolve safety and security issues. The Nigerian Police Force's recent adoption of the community policing framework, developed by the Nigeria Policing Programme, is a positive outcome. Our support to civil society was instrumental in the recent passing of the Police Act by the President, and this new Act provides for greater citizen protections and improved police training, which we believe will benefit Nigerians. Through the CSSF-funded North East Public Safety and Security Programme, part of which is delivered jointly with USAID, radio equipment was issued to Borno Police Command. This was for police units working to improve local security and to counter violent extremist organisations, including Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa. Borno Police Command distributed 3 radios to the local FSARS unit, which were returned after FSARS was disbanded. The North East Public Safety and Security Programme is part of our North East Africa Security, Conflict and Stabilisation Programme, working to help stabilise one of Nigeria's poorest and most fragile regions affected by Boko Haram and Islamic State, West Africa. But to conclude, I understand and I acknowledge and understand the strength of feeling in the House and among the public. The UK and Nigeria have a long and close relationship that extends beyond our governments to our people, especially through the British Nigerian diaspora community, which contributes so much to this country. And the diaspora was also raised by my right honourable friend who led this debate, the Honourable Lady for Chipping Barnett. The UK is home to over 200,000 members of the Nigerian diaspora who contribute so much to this country. And as I'm sure, Mr Gray, you will be aware, my honourable friend, the member for Saffron Walden, was the first minister for Nigeria. In terms of communications and engagement with the diaspora, on the 18th of November, the Minister for Africa led a virtual business roundtable with members of the Nigerian diaspora business community to better understand challenges to increasing trade and investment between the UK and Nigeria. And the roundtable was also joined by my honourable friend, the UK Trade Envoy to Nigeria, and the British Deputy High Commissioner in Lagos. And I know that the Honourable Lady raises, asks whether she could request a meeting with the Minister for Africa. It would be wrong of me perhaps to commit him to that, but I can certainly pass on her request, Mr Gray. But this government will continue to press the Nigerian government and its security services to uphold human rights and the rule of law, to investigate all incidents of brutality, illegal detentions and the use of excessive force, and to hold those responsible to account. We will closely monitor the judicial panel of inquiries and continue to advocate for investigations into police brutality. The government will consider its options as the panel's work progresses. The government would also continue to work with the Nigerian government and international and civil society partners to improve the accountability and transparency of the Nigerian police for the benefit of all Nigerians.
Theresa Villiers.
Thank you, Mr Gray. Well, like others, I believe this has been an excellent debate with well-informed contributions, with real insight, both from backbench and front bench. And I would take this last minute or two just to really urge the Minister and the rest of the team at the Foreign Office to use all diplomatic means they have available to get the message to the authorities in Nigeria that they need to listen to what the protests are asking for, and that I do hope that whilst the Minister, for all sorts of reasons, has felt unable to make commitments on targeted sanctions today, I think there is a really strong case for doing this, and I hope that behind the scenes the Foreign Office will continue to pursue this, so that in the not too distant future we will see an announcement on that. We've heard obviously in this debate some really disturbing accounts of what happened at Lekki, but also of a long history of brutality and extrajudicial killings, and particularly grim accounts were recounted by the Shadow Minister. But I very much hope that we also take away from this debate the optimism that I think everyone showed about the future for Nigeria. It has so much potential. As the Honourable Member for Edmonton says, you know, there's real potential for a new Nigeria, a better future. And I hope that these protests do signal a real change towards addressing those concerns around corruption, around brutality, around poor governance. Because if those issues are resolved, if we see real progress on that, we can see huge success and flourishing in Nigeria, not least in economic terms. So it's been my privilege to lead this debate. I thank all the people who signed the e-petition. I think this is a great example of the e-petition process working really effectively, because nearly 250,000 people signed that petition. We here in the Mother of Parliaments get the opportunity to urge and advocate for change and reform in Nigeria, and it's been my privilege to take part in that process.
The question is, this House considered e-petition 554150 relating to Nigeria and the sanction regime. Those can say aye. Contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order, order.
The proceeding has ended.